Since doing my soy sauce testing videos, a lot of you have asked me, John, which ones do you use when cooking Chinese food? And in the case of light soy sauces, since doing those taste testing videos, that answer has changed. I used to be a Pearl River Bridge girly, through and through. But since being able to try all the individual light soy sauce brands and tier them up next to each other and still like have the bottles over to like cook with over time, my favorites are noticeably different. And also, bear in mind, I have not done the same test for dark soy sauces yet. So even though I've got a big jug of PRB now, that answer might change down the road as well. But first, let's back up a little bit because it seemed like there was a lot of confusion as to Chinese soy sauces versus Japanese soy sauces versus light soy sauces versus dark soy sauces. Let's just get all this stuff out of the way and talk a little bit about soy sauce. The main two soy sauces that I have experience with simply because of what I've been exposed to and what I've had access to over these years is Chinese soy sauce and Japanese soy sauce. They are extremely different ingredients with very, very different uses. To use Japanese soy sauce in Chinese food and the vice versa is just simply not doing the cuisine and the food itself justice. Japanese soy sauce has grown along with Japanese tastes, and Chinese soy sauces have evolved along the lines of Chinese tastes. And even then, my experience with Japanese soy sauce is extremely limited. I didn't even want to mention them in my video, but people kept asking me, which ones do you use though? I use what the Japanese grocery store owners tell me to use. And I could share those brands with you, plus the reasons why I like them as well. But to me, the basic characteristics of Japanese soy sauces versus Chinese soy sauces is like they tend to be lighter, brighter, very complementary to things like sushi. And just the idea of me using like a Chinese soy sauce or a Chinese dark soy sauce or any kind of Chinese soy sauce with sushi just tastes, in my mind, is gross. So like I just wouldn't do that. And for the people who don't really think they know that there is a difference, here's what you can do. Go and get some Chinese takeout and save a soy sauce packet from the Chinese takeout place. And then go get some Japanese takeout and save the soy sauce packet from that takeout place. But also make sure you're getting your sushi from a Japanese restaurant with Japanese people in it, because that has also affected the kind of soy sauce that I received. And try those two soy sauce packets side by side. You will notice a difference right away. And then try to use the Chinese takeout soy sauce on the sushi. It is not good. It's really bad, especially if it's like a la choy soy sauce, which is just a bad soy sauce in general. If you put that on sushi, it's just the saddest thing. But before I digress too much, let's talk about the different Chinese soy sauces, the things that I actually have experience with. Chinese light soy sauce tends to be the seasoning, the salt, the umami, the punchy flavor. And then the Chinese dark soy sauce is depth of color. But there's also a deeper flavor to it that, yes, you can use in certain instances completely unadulterated. For example, 1 or 2 drops of Chinese dark soy sauce on a sunny side up egg over a bowl of rice, mwah, elite. Delicious, so good. But that's not the most widely known uses for it, even though it might be the easiest. If you've had a dish called red cooked pork or red cooked anything, that is where that Chinese dark soy sauce shines. It is great as a base for braising. It changes and alters the color of things to such a depth and degree that it just like changes the dish to, it's so good. But it needs slow braising, it needs caramelization, it needs activation from heat. Dark soy sauce is more used in cooking and also to a lesser amount than light soy sauce. Oftentimes, you can replace salt with light soy sauce. You cannot do the same with dark soy sauce. And I'm not gonna get into dark soy sauce too much in this video because I do plan on doing another taste test. So here, these are the ones that I am using right now for now. In terms of Chinese light soy sauces, I am doing 3 different brands. Lee Kum Kee Premium Light Soy Sauce is my basic ride or die light. It is simple, it is salty, it is great for uses in mixtures of things. So if I'm cooking anything and I want to add a little bit of salt and umami depth, this is great because it is just a good saltiness and a good level of umami without too much extra to mess up with whatever I'm cooking. My second favorite is this Donggu brand. It is a China time-honored brand, which means that it's old. Donggu is D-O-N-G-G-U. And it looks like this. You'll notice that there's no English on there whatsoever. This is a flavored soy sauce. It's got MSG, it's got some sweetener in there, it's got an excellent level of balance that allows it to be used as a finishing soy sauce, as a dumpling sauce-based soy sauce, as just over some noodles, eggs, or rice on its own. It's very, very nice, and it's very balanced. There's so much more in this than simply just salt and umami. If you can't find the Donggu brand, there's one called Haday, which is apparently the most popular soy sauce brand in China, Haday. Very similar type of profile, very similar levels of like flavor balance and like sweetness, umami, like it covers all bases. And it is a very worthy contender for your all-purpose soy sauce. Now, Kimlan is my favorite Chinese soy sauce to use for fish dishes. It is a Taiwanese brand, and when I say fish dishes, I do not mean for sushi. I do not use Chinese soy sauces for sushi whatsoever, ever. But Chinese food uses a lot of fish in it. And I think there is a certain kind of balance of flavor, especially if you're gonna use it as a finishing soy sauce, that I think Kimlan really shines when used and paired with fish. And you can see right here, it is also a seasoned soy sauce. It's got soybeans, wheat, sugar, salt, seasoning agents, which I'm assuming is MSG, and licorice extract. And this flavor profile is just really good for seafood. Really good with Chinese seafood, and I think it works very well for that purpose. So that is what I use, and these are my main 3 brands. Now, I'm sure that there are so many better people to ask about Japanese soy sauces than me, but people ask anyway. So these are the 3 that I use here. So for sushi, I really enjoy this kishibori type. It is quite salty, but not too harsh. I like the flavor profile of it, and I can easily find it in most Japanese grocery stores that I go into. My favorite all-purpose Japanese soy sauce is this Yamasa brand. And then there's this one right here. It is actually Kikkoman, which is so weird because like you would think that, oh, he's a foodie, he's a chef, why would he go with such a mass-produced brand like Kikkoman? Their organic soy sauce is delicious. This in particular is one that I really enjoy putting on my tamago gohan, raw egg in rice. And I love a couple of drops of this over that as well. It's got a great brewed flavor. I don't know how, or if it's even actually any good, I just like it. So that is like my 3 that I like to use. Honorable mention is Maggi seasoning. It is from Switzerland. It is more of just an umami sauce, and it's something that I've had since like my childhood. My parents love it, my mom loves it, my grandparents would love it. They put it on a lot of stuff. Eggs, rice, whatever. I love it as well. I don't know if it is a nostalgia thing, but I see the giant bottle that I keep on hand. I don't feel like a pantry is a pantry without a bottle of Maggi. And finally, this guy right here, Pearl River Bridge. It has been my most commonly used and my most often used soy sauces in my professional life. The fact that they come in these giant jugs don't hurt either. We will see if that remains to be true when I do the dark soy sauce testing in the future. But for now, Pearl River Bridge is my go-to for dark soy sauces. So there you have it. You might have noticed that I don't have any Korean soy sauces here, even though I absolutely love Korean food. I don't have much experience with Korean brands and ingredients outside of like their delicious instant noodles. I am learning more. I want to learn more because I've had great experiences at like the houses of my Korean friends, but right now I just don't know enough about the brands to like be any kind of authority on that to even make a purchasing decision for myself. So if you've got good recommendations, I would love to hear them. But otherwise, that is my soy sauce pantry as it exists right now on this, God, what month is it? Hey Siri, what's the date today? Why does it show me everything except when it is right now? On this day, November 11th, 2024. So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope this gives you some idea of maybe how to stock your pantry. Ask me more questions. I'd be happy to answer them in the future. But until then, enjoy, and I will see you next time. Oh, hold up. I almost forgot. I oftentimes get asked about soy sauce alternatives from people who are, say, gluten-free or people who want like a low sodium option. I'm just gonna be straight with y'all. I don't do either of those things, and I don't keep either of those things. I don't have a need in this house to require low sodium anything, because if not for doing it because you had health reasons, why would you use a worse product for all of the stuff that you cook? And I feel the same way for low sodium soy sauce as I do with tamari. I have not yet come across a tamari that I find particularly enjoyable compared to regular Japanese soy sauce. I do not like the flavor profiles of it. I find it to be one note and salty. Again, if any of you guys have recommendations on tamari brands and specific uses for them, I'm all ears. I am very, very open to suggestions, and I'm very open to learning and trying new delicious things, but as of right now, I haven't had a good experience with either one. And therefore, I think there are much better people in which to get a low sodium recommendation from. I would just say use less of the good stuff. But low sodium soy sauce is not just watered down good soy sauce, it's just like desalinated soy sauce. Kikkoman obviously has one, but they're Japanese, so they're not to be used with Chinese food, effectively anyway. And I know Lee Kum Kee has low sodium versions of their soy sauce. So, you know, I use their soy sauce for my regular cooking. I would trust that brand for a low sodium option. Do not use la choy for anything. They don't even use real soybeans in their soy sauce, as we learned in my taste test video for their light soy sauces, and they just all taste like... La choy tastes like soy sauce made off of the stuff that was swept off the floor at a regular soy sauce factory. So yeah, Lee Kum Kee is a good brand to do. I would trust them to have a decent one, but otherwise, you guys are kind of on your own. But again, help each other out in the comments. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.